let's go ahead and get into the news.
Weekly Rewind.
All righty, let's kick it off with what Jason just mentioned, some injury concerns again for the Patriots. Julian Edelman goes out with a broken foot. This is the same injury, from my understanding, that Des Bryant suffered. So, surgery today for Edelman. Hope is maybe he returns to the playoffs, but basically he just retired from the fantasy season.
Right. For our purposes, this is a season-ending injury. This is something where, unless you're in one of those wacky leagues that actually plays fantasy football through the playoffs, which don't be in one of those, it's ridiculous. Unless you're doing daily fantasy, then yeah, he's gone. And now with Dion Lewis gone, the two short yardage pass catching, run through the air type of players. Now I think this really turns the heat up on Danny Amendola. Hopefully, last week we had said, go sign Danny Amendola as a hope stash. Now, we didn't think Edelman was going to get injured, but that was because when Dion Lewis was out previously, he had big weeks. So he hopefully was already stashed. I'm sure on the waiver show tomorrow, he will be one of the main guys claimed.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing because the offense is obviously going to, you can't lose two of your go-to guys and expect the exact same thing from an offense. At the same time, you can't expect the Patriots not to make some sort of adjustment that impresses you or does something to make somebody else relevant. I have to believe Amendola is the guy that gets the spike, but also that they may have to trust James White more than they do right now, because James White was on the field for 28 snaps. LeGarrette Blount was on for 38. White didn't get very much action.
2 touches.
Yeah, 2 touches. He did make an important third down catch. I just think you're going to have to either start trusting him or trust somebody else. LaFell should move up in my mind because, he still was targeted quite a bit in this game. So it's not good news for the Patriots offense, but they're going to have to adjust. And if you're an Edelman owner, well, sorry. Yeah.
Go get Amendola. He's not going to be Edelman, but
but they're going to have to lean on him.
Yep.
All right, so what's going on with Johnny Manziel? Mike Pettin said that next week Manziel might start again.
Well, I doubt he starts this next week because they're on bye. However,
right? The next start. Yeah.
The next game. It's too early to tell, but he said that it was his best game as a starter, which it probably was. That's it's not too hard to get there.
That's not saying much.
Yeah, so it's right now it's a wait and see, pretty irrelevant because of the bye week, but next week we'll come in and I think on our show this last week we were pretty confident that McCown was going to get the start.
We were. The last we talked on the show, we thought that it was McCown.
Yeah, so make sure you're following us on Twitter for those last second updates.
Yep. All right, so last night if you watched the Monday night game, that was a fun game.
Ooh, it was a fun game if
Just
you are
ask
a
Drew
Cardinals
Stanton.
fan. Yeah.
If you haven't seen the clip of Drew Stanton's widest celebration on earth, you need to go to our Twitter page.
You could not be disappointed by taking a second, take a break, and find the image of that Drew Stanton celebration. It is the best celebration I have ever seen.
Really entertaining.
We didn't even get the kick at the end of it.
It's out there.
It's
been tweeted everywhere by everybody.
You could watch it for an hour. You could just watch it on a loop for an hour, and in minute 40...
as a Cardinal fan, I watched it on a loop for an hour.
It was great.
Yeah.
I tried to do it myself. Pulled a hammy.
I did do it after the game was over.
Yeah.
I definitely did. There was the side punches. Those are the ones that boom, 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 boom.
I did a whole commentary over it for my wife.
Yeah.
It was delightful.
The Rousey.
Yeah.
All right. We won't talk about that? You don't want to talk about...
Rowdy.
Wow. Upset.
Yeah, I like it.
Incredible.
I'm a big home fan, so there you go.
Yeah, there you go. So the Philadelphia Daily News reports Sam Bradford, he went out in this game midway through. He was having a pretty good game. Suffered a grade 2 AC joint sprain in his non-throwing shoulder. Do we know anything more about his prognosis? And obviously Sanchez is the guy that stepped in and threw the end zone interception.
Yeah, we know that nothing is, the x-rays came back negative, which is good. It's not anything broken, not the throwing shoulder. We'll have to wait and see in practice whether or not he's going to be the guy or whether Sanchez gets in there. Either way, I don't know that you're excited about really much of anything going on there. The only thing that you could be excited about at this point, this early for next week going forward, would be DeMarco Murray there for the Eagles. They're going to have to run the ball more. Ryan Matthews got hurt. So DeMarco Murray is the only guy I've got a little bit of faith in right now this early of the week for next week.
Yeah, and Bradford's injury was to the non-throwing shoulder. He might miss a game or two, would be my guess. All right, Peyton Manning.
Woo! Hall of Fame.
I've
Peyton
never
Manning.
seen a lower score ever. That's the lowest score I've ever seen in our league where you penalize, most leagues penalize for interceptions the way ours does. Do you know what his total was? Did you see it?
I don't know, but I do know this. I was playing against a team that had Peyton, and I was worried. I put up a winnable score, but not like I have to win. I was worried, and then I no longer needed to worry.
Do you want to take a guess?
I'm going to go -5.
-7.1.
Whew, that's nice to play against.
Can you imagine if you were in a position where you that was the game? You just needed a couple points from Peyton.
Here's what I like. I don't think that many of our listeners had a problem playing Peyton Manning because we've been saying for a month and a half to don't play him, to trade him if you can and get rid of him, but that's no good. And now it's looking like he's going to miss a week. That's the report, is that they're expecting him to miss a week, but it's still very early. Reports came out about, further injuries that he was already playing through and then got even worse. So it might be Brock Osweiler time.
Yeah, torn plantar fascia.
That's
not good.
That's
not good. And generally the prescription for that is rest.
Yep.
So if they're in a position where they feel comfortable, I mean, this isn't very fantasy relevant because we're not saying to start Peyton anyway. So, but it does impact the skill players on Denver. But the truth is, I don't know if it impacts them better or worse right now.
I have to believe that the offense can get better with Peyton being out. Peyton is leading the league in interceptions because he has been throwing bad interceptions. I mean,
they're bad interceptions.
They're not like, oh, it's not his fault. The receiver's not running the right route. He's not playing good. So I think as crazy as it is, it's a good thing for the Broncos offense to have Osweiler in. Blah.
Yeah. All right. Couple quick notes. Justin Hunter, fractured ankle in week 10. Victor Cruz, season-ending calf surgery. What a year for Victor Cruz. Just did nothing at all, which I think was Jason's prediction from the beginning.
Woohoo.
And then,
Sorry, Vic.
and Tony Romo, we expect him back this week.
Yeah.
Just an alert for everybody if he's sitting on waivers for some reason.
Yeah. I don't know. Would you, if he's on waivers, do you just stream him? Do you have faith, week 1, he's coming up against the Dolphins in week 11?
Possibly. Yeah, possibly. I mean, we saw Big Ben come off the shelf yesterday and go bananas.
The best backup quarterback I've ever seen was Big Ben.
Yeah, and the worst starting opportunity. I mean, if you're Landry Jones, do you just roll your eyes back in your head? Big Ben's – all the reports came out that morning. I got tweets that were like, do I start Big Ben? I said, no.
Right.
He's the backup. And then, he's active. Yeah, he's active, but it's Landry Jones. He would have to get hurt. 3, 2, 1.
Boom.
Done.
Yeah, and I'm going to make a prediction. I think Big Ben won that starting job from here on out. I think
they're going to announce it in the future.
He took it. Yeah, I mean, they're on bye, so beware of that. But, I think he stays the starter. Bold prediction of the week.